Intersectionality. So here with me again today is Cherno Biko, creative director of the hashtag Mrs. Biko World Tour and We Happy Trans and CFO of the Sylvia Rivera Law Project. Also, Purvi Shah, the Bertha Justice Institute director at the Center for Constitutional Rights. Also, Hannah Simpson, a trans activist and medical student, and Jamel Bowie, who is staff writer for Slate. Thank you all for being here. Give me together, Cherno.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Of course.
Only a white person could get this much attention for being black.
For being black.
The difference really between what we see with Rachel and what we see with trans folks is that Rachel had to start pretending and trans folks have to stop pretending, right? We see so often that trans folks come into themselves, and Janet Mock always talks about passing as what? Passing as myself. I'm not pretending to be anything. And so I came with 3 tips for allies because I wanted to frame this in a way that was not focusing so much on Rachel, because we see so often, even with the marches in Ferguson and folks getting involved in the Black Lives Matter movement and white folks needing to take a step back. So number 1, allies, please listen up. The tip is to listen. What we saw last week when I was on with you and we talked about me getting it together, you said, great, that's good. That's what we need more of. When people are telling Rachel Dolezal the issues that they're having with her, she's saying, you just don't understand. That's not listening. Tip number 2, speak up, not over, right? There are so many people who could do the job that Rachel is doing at the NAACP, and she's not allowing folks to she's not empowering people to speak up for themselves in terms of black folks. And number 3 is don't give up. This is tricky, and we all make mistakes, but the goal that we need to reach together is more important than just this moment in time.
So, all of those to me are profoundly useful, and it is important to me to be able to pause in a moment where I feel like what was happening in part was that I was in a lot of headspace, but I also don't want to lose the thing that I really am committed to trying to think about whether or not race needs to be quite as fixed as I feel like it's getting policed in this moment. And so what became clear to me is that using the language of trans and cis as though it was just language not connected to human experiences is